What's up, everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and you're here for your free picks for the MLS on Saturday, March 9th. Well, guys, for the first time this season, I decided to put out MLS free picks. We have a busy schedule on Saturday, and you can expect this free picks for the MLS as long as we have the games until the end of the season. And that's going to be a very long season because I believe it lasts up until December or something like that. So basically goes throughout the entire year in the MLS. You can find more free picks up on the Pickdawgz YouTube channel. There is another video with the picks from European top five football leagues, and that one also contains a parlay of the day. So check it out, guys. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. And of course, for my best bets, click the link in the description, and that will get you up to my page where you can sign up, get a daily pass, 3-day pass, 7-day pass, or even a month-long pass if that's something you want to do. Let's get this show on, guys. We have a lot of games to go through. It's still very early in the season, so we have to be careful with these games in the MLS. I won't talk about teams too much. I will just give you the picks the way I see them, and I will probably end up playing most of this. Probably end up parlaying some of this and stuff like that, and that should keep us entertained on Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening in the MLS. New York City FC versus Portland is the first matchup we have. And Portland has done well so far. They are in the second place with 4 points. They haven't lost yet this season. Uh, and they actually scored 6 goals in those 2 games. While defensively, they haven't kept a clean sheet yet. While NYC hasn't scored a single goal yet this season while conceding 3 goals in the first 2 games. I think that because they are at home in this game, I think that they will get to the scoreboard. And because of that, I'm going to go with both teams to score at minus 122. Toronto has a home opener against Charlotte after 2 games on the road, and they're now undefeated in their last 4 games, including the preseason. Toronto also got a winner against New England last week on the road, and ever since John Herdman took over the team, there is some resemblance of a formation, some resemblance of a solid defense, goalkeeping, some positioning. So this Toronto team is looking pretty solid right now with Lorenzo Insigne and Bernardeschi leading the charge up front. They need to get their offense going. They need to become a little bit more effective. But because this is their home opener, I'm simply going to take Toronto on the money line. There's no other reason for that. I know that Charlotte is a solid team. They have been undefeated for a few games now. But I'm taking Toronto at home at plus 180. Atlanta and New England is the next matchup in the MLS, and Atlanta is now on a 2-game losing streak. They've scored only 1 goal in those 2 games while conceding 4. While New England, on the other side, has played in that CONCACAF Champions Cup, and they have beaten Alajuelense 4-0, and that could leave them a little bit tired because that game was just a couple of days ago. But I think that they have enough strength and quality to score a goal against Atalanta, at least one. So both teams to score in over 2.5 at minus 128. I think it's going to be a fairly open game, and I'm going to go for it with goals. Columbus is hosting Chicago in the next matchup in the MLS, and Columbus is actually doing really well right now. They haven't lost any of their last 7 games. They haven't lost to Chicago in any of their last 6 home games, and they haven't lost any of their last 9 home games overall. Chicago, on the other side, is once again defensive dumpster fire, and they have conceded 4 goals in their last 2 games. However, they have scored at least a goal in each of those 2 games. So their offense is trying to compensate for the lack of defense, but I don't think that they can outscore Columbus on the road. So I'm going to go for a full value in this one, and that is Columbus to win and both teams to score at plus 180. New York Red Bulls and Dallas are facing off in New York. And you know what? Dallas is a solid offensive team right now with the addition of Petar Musa, who came from Benfica in that big transfer, the biggest transfer fee that Dallas has ever paid for. And I think that their offense will be the key for this season because defensively, I'm not sure how many clean sheets they can keep, to be honest. New York Red Bulls, on the other side, hasn't lost to Dallas in their last 9 home games, and they are playing decent football defensively this season, but they will need to pick up on the offensive side of the game. And with everything I've said right now, I'm going to go with both teams to score in this one, and we are getting it at plus 115, which I'm actually quite surprised about. But I do see at least a 1-1 game, if probably not a 2-1 win for either side. Orlando is hosting Minnesota, and Orlando actually is coming off of a nil-nil draw against Tigres in that CONCACAF Champions Cup. And before that, they got destroyed by Inter Miami 5-0 on the road. Defensively, I don't see them keeping another clean sheet, especially not the second one in a row. While Minnesota, on the other side, is a very solid team, in my opinion. I think that they will be getting into the playoffs this season. I think that they have decent offense, they have a solid defense as well, and basically they're a well balanced team that probably won't keep too many clean sheets, but they are definitely capable of outscoring their opponents. So I'm gonna go with goals in this one, and that is the over 2.5 at minus 133. Philadelphia and Seattle is the next matchup we have in the MLS, and Philadelphia is a bit of a favorite here at plus 120 at home, and this should be because Seattle hasn't won any of their last 5 games. They've lost 4 of those 5 games, and they are not the same team they were a couple of years ago. There's a bit of a rebuild going on in that team, and the only chance potentially they could have in this game is the fact that Philadelphia is now on a 4 game draw streak, and the fact that they played a game just a few days ago against Pachuca in that CONCACAF Champions Cup as well. Uh, I'm going to side with Philadelphia in this one at home at plus 120. They are definitely due to get a win, and I simply cannot see Seattle going back on the winning track on the road against a solid team like Philadelphia is. So I'm taking Philadelphia on the money line. Austin is hosting St. Louis, and as soon as I saw the matchup, guys, I thought of goals. And whenever these two teams met in the past, we've seen goals. And I'm gonna go with both teams to score it over 2.5 at minus 115 once again. Should be a fun game, should be an open matchup, and I think we're gonna see plenty of goals in this one. Salt Lake is hosting Colorado, and Colorado is once again a very bad team overall, very bad defensive team. They haven't beaten anyone in their last 4 games. They have conceded 5 goals in the first 2 games of the season. The good news for them, I suppose, is that they have been scoring goals quite consistently, while Salt Lake has been known to lose focus on that defensive end. And this is going to be another game where I'm going to go for the full value, and that is Salt Lake to win and both teams to score at plus 215. LAFC is hosting Kansas in Los Angeles on Saturday night. I believe that's a 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time game. And I think it could be a very fun game. Kansas is a solid team. They're in a decent form. They have scored at least a goal in each of their last 4 games in a row. They've kept only one clean sheet during the same streak, and that is a chance for LAFC, who is playing their best football when they're playing at home. They are coming off of a loss to Salt Lake, which is definitely a strange result for them. It they actually got shut out, and I think that some of that will come back to them in this game. Uh, I do like goals, to be honest, at least one on each side, but I decided to go with a goal scorer prop, and that is Buanga to get a goal at any time for LAFC, and he is getting the price of plus 105, uh, which is definitely a good enough of price to take for him, and we know that he's probably the best player that LAFC has. And the last game of the day is between San Jose and Vancouver on the West Coast once again, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's being played at San Jose, and both of the teams are struggling still in this early season. Vancouver haven't won any of their last 9 games, while San Jose on the other side had a preseason win, but they have lost the other 3 games, and defensively they're not doing that well as of late. In the head-to-head matchups, San Jose hasn't lost when playing at home in their last 6 games against Vancouver, while Vancouver hasn't won any of their last 7 games on their own. I think this is going to be a game where both teams will go for it because they feel like they could get a win. I am giving a bit of an advantage to Vancouver because, in my opinion, they are the better team with more quality and more depth. But I'm gonna go with both teams to score in over 2.5 at -108. That's it, everyone. Thank you for joining me here. These were free picks for Saturday. Hope you have a great day, guys. Good luck with all of your bets, and of course, I'll see you soon with more free picks.